Let me hit you with a weird thought. What if the very first people to look up at the stars were already wondering, is this all there is? Or is someone watching us? See, the idea that what we see might not be all there is, that's not new. It's ancient. But here's the thing nobody tells you. Those stories, they weren't just creative bedtime tales. They were humanity's first attempt to explain the unexplainable. The weather, the stars, death, life itself. And it always circled back to this nagging feeling that this might not be the real reality. Now fast forward. Different tribes, different myths, same haunting idea. That the world might be an illusion, or a test, or a stage. And what does this tell us? That humans, since the very beginning, have had this baked-in itch to doubt their own eyes. Because think about it. Even today, with all our science and tech, the question hasn't gone away. It's evolved. It's gotten fancier. But deep down, it's the same old fear. Is this all there is? Or is someone, or something, behind the curtain? Have you ever had that sneaky, unsettling moment where the world felt too convenient? Too scripted? Like someone appeared just at the right moment. Let's rewind. Way before computers, before the word simulation even existed, some ancient minds were already playing with the idea that what we experience might not be the full picture. Plato, yeah, the toga guy. He gave us one of the earliest simulation models. He said, imagine people chained inside a cave. All they can see? Shadows on a wall. Those shadows are their entire world. But what they don't know, there's a fire behind them. And behind that fire, the real world. So why does this matter? Because long before Elon Musk or Reddit threads, humans were already haunted by this idea. That reality could be a lie. That our senses could betray us. And that tells us something about why people today still think we're in a simulation. It's not just about computers. It's about something ancient. That someone or something is trying to tell us something. That the walls around us are thinner than we think. That the glitches aren't glitches. They're signs. Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why does math work? Like, really, why is it that some squiggly symbols on a whiteboard can predict how planets move, how bridges hold, how your phone works, and even how your coffee cools down? It's kind of creepy when you think about it. Math isn't just a tool we invented. It's a language that the universe seems to already understand. If the universe is running on invisible math code, it starts to look a lot like a program, a system, something built, not born. I mean, if this world is so random and chaotic, why is it written in code? Why does it follow these perfect, clean, elegant equations? One living proof you could find right now on YouTube is the observer effect. It's been tested. Particles behave differently when they know they're being watched. I won't get into much of that science experiment, simply because I have an audience to satisfy. You can go and search it up, well, after the video. So some argue that if reality only locks into place when someone's looking, that sounds a lot like rendering in a video game. Maps begin to get drawn when the main character reaches there. Like the world doesn't waste resources building parts of the map you're not looking at. It just fills in the details when you show up. And then there was the double slit experiment. You have a board with two slits. You shoot tiny particles, like electrons, at the slits. If nobody's watching, the electrons act like waves. They pass through both slits at the same time. They create an interference pattern, like ripples in a pond. But when you set up a detector to watch them, the electrons suddenly behave like particles. They go through one slit or the other. No waves, no magic, just particles behaving like good little students. So what changed? The only thing that changed was that someone was watching. Simulation believers argue this is exactly how a game would behave. It's the universe-saving processing power. They will testify. Alright, up to now, we've been playing with hints, patterns, and spooky quantum stuff. But what if I told you there's a philosopher who took all of this and turned it into a cold, clean, logical argument? Bostrom's argument goes like this. If advanced civilizations can create simulations of conscious beings, and if they have any desire to do so, then logically there would be far more simulated beings than real ones. To understand this as a native English speaker like me, listen to it again 2 more times. When he dropped that killer line, there would be far more simulated beings than the real ones. Simulation theory halted, being just for sci-fi fans or Reddit conspiracy threads. It was being debated in universities. Up until now, we've been staring at the science. But what if the reason people believe we're in a simulation has less to do with math, and more to do with coincidences, glitches, and the uncanny events that feel too weird to be random? There are TikToks that rack up millions of views just by showing a fork floating in the air, or a plane frozen mid-flight, or a shopping mall with 0 clients but up and running. My personal favorite was the lady entering her vehicle, getting out from the passenger seat, popping the trunk. I don't remember the correct order though. Driving away, coming back to the same spot, and starting all over and over again. For a lot of people, these viral moments feel like undeniable proof that something is off. That reality is glitching. That we're inside a simulation that's showing its seams. Talk of the Mandela effect, for example. Some people swear, actually not some, millions swear they remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 80s. A large group of people collectively misremembering a historical fact. I mean, come on. To them, it's not misremembering, it is a glitch. A quick one for engagement. What's the weirdest glitch you've ever experienced? I will share my mind-blowing one at the end of this video. Drop yours in the comments. Because who knows? Maybe your story is part of the pattern too. Think about this. If this is all code, if we're all digital avatars in some cosmic video game, does it matter how we treat each other? This is where simulation theory gets messy. Does knowing you're in a game give you permission to break the rules? Or does it give you a reason to play the game better? The truth is, we most likely have no clue. But that hasn't stopped people from filling in the blanks. Some think it's future humans, the gametes in your new girlfriend. Others think it's aliens, testing intelligent life forms like us to see how we behave under pressure. Like cosmic lab rats, there are the more spiritual takes. Some say the simulator is God, or at least something that plays the role of God. Some divine force or supernatural high being they project. But here's the uncomfortable loop I want to open. What if nobody's running it? What if it's just an automated system left on autopilot? No overlords, no creators, just code running itself. Now Avatar, I want you to think about this thoroughly. If this is a simulation, the worst thing we could do is figure that out. Because maybe, just maybe, whoever or whatever is running this thing doesn't want us to know. And if we do, they pull the plug. Game over. If you were running a simulation, and the characters inside started figuring it out, would you let them keep going? Or would you hit the big red button and reset the program? So technically, by continuing to watch this video, you're risking a system reset. Please go away. And for those of you who don't care, I'm talking to NPCs in the game. Just allow me to end this video answering this question. Why do some people obsess over the idea that we're in a simulation, while others just shrug, laugh, and move on? Well, for some, the simulation theory explains the randomness, the unfairness, the weirdness of life. It makes it feel like there's a pattern, a bigger plan. But for others, it feels like a distraction. They'd rather focus on the here and now, the tangible, the stuff they can see and touch. For them, simulation theory is just mental noise. And neither side is wrong. Because simulation theory, at its core, isn't about the truth. It's about how humans cope with the unknown. And that's why it splits people so sharply. But here's where it gets meta. Even if we never know for sure, the act of wondering, debating, obsessing, that's what makes us human. That's what makes the game interesting.